Tonight, the internet is exploding with disbelief and pure joy as a 3-year-old girl, claimed by countless fans to be the secret daughter of Dylan Wang and Shen, has gone viral after her unbelievably adorable moment at her parents' awards ceremony. And before we dive right into the story, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any more updates about this unbelievable saga. What unfolded on that stage tonight felt less like a public event and more like a private family moment accidentally witnessed by millions. People aren't just shocked, they're overwhelmed, speechless, and convinced more than ever that this child might truly be the living proof of a love story that both actors have protected fiercely for years. It all started at what was supposed to be a routine awards night: glittering lights, powerful speeches, media flashes, and celebrities dressed in their finest. Dylan Wang had been nominated for Best Actor once again, while Shen received recognition for her contributions to entertainment and new media influence. It was already destined to be a big night for both of them. But nobody expected the night would belong to someone else entirely, a tiny little girl with fluffy pigtails, round sparkling eyes, and the kind of innocent confidence that made everyone in the room stop and stare. She appeared at the exact moment Dylan's name was announced as winner. As the camera panned across the audience, viewers at home were stunned when they noticed a small child sitting not with assistants or relatives, but directly between Dylan Wang and Shen. The way she bounced excitedly in her seat, clapping her little hands, and looking up at them with pure love made fans freeze. Many fans took screenshots, zoomed in, analyzed every detail, and the conclusion became unavoidable: the child didn't just resemble one of them, she looked like both. Her round cheeks mirrored Shen's early childhood photos. Her sharp, expressive eyes and cheeky grin belonged unmistakably to Dylan. And the way she acted around them? That was the real giveaway. The moment Dylan stood up to walk on stage, this little girl grabbed the sleeve of his jacket, giggling as he leaned down and whispered something into her ear. She nodded in excitement before letting go, and the look he gave her, warm, proud, overflowing with affection, was unlike anything fans had ever seen from him. It wasn't the look of an actor greeting a random child. It was the look of a father receiving love from someone very, very special. Shen's reaction didn't help the situation either. Because as Dylan made his way to the stage, Shen gently adjusted the girl's dress, brushed her hair back, and whispered, "Daddy will be back soon." Those words weren't caught on the livestream audio, but lip readers and eagle-eyed fans online caught them instantly. Within minutes, the internet erupted. Daddy? Did Shen just say daddy? Whose child is this? It was absolute chaos. The hashtag #DylanShenDaughter reached millions of views in less than half an hour. People who hadn't even been watching the award show rushed online to see what had triggered such an explosion. And then, the viral moment happened. As Dylan gave his acceptance speech, thanking his fans, colleagues, and team, the little girl suddenly stood up from her seat and began waving at him from below the stage. Shen gently tried to bring her back down to sit, but the little girl whispered loudly, so loudly that microphones around the stage picked it up. "Baba! I'm here!" The room gasped. Even Dylan froze for a second mid-sentence. A visible, uncontrollable smile broke across his face, one that softened his entire expression. He let out a small laugh, placed a hand over his chest, and said into the microphone, "I know, sweetheart. I see you." The audience screamed. The camera director, perhaps shocked, cut away too late. Millions had already heard it. Millions had already seen his reaction. Millions had already put two and two together. People watching from home didn't even try to deny it anymore. This wasn't coincidence. This wasn't playful interaction. This wasn't a random child. This was a little girl who clearly knew both of them. Who was comfortable between them. Who called Dylan Baba without hesitation. Who was quietly tucked beside Shen like she belonged there, because she did. As Dylan continued his speech, his tone changed. Gone was the usual polished, charismatic actor persona. Instead, he sounded soft, vulnerable, emotional. He said, "I've learned recently that some of life's greatest blessings come quietly, without announcement, and they teach you a different kind of strength. Fans immediately lost their minds, screaming online. "He's talking about their daughter. This is confirmation. What are they hiding?" And yet, Dylan didn't explicitly confirm anything. He didn't have to. The sincerity in his voice, the unmistakable tenderness in his eyes when he glanced back at the audience, the way Shinyu smiled shyly in return, it said everything. But the real viral explosion came moments later. After Dylan finished his speech and walked off stage, he didn't head toward the backstage area like most winners do. Instead, he walked straight toward the little girl in her tiny white dress. The cameras caught everything. She ran into his arms. He picked her up, kissed her forehead, and held her tightly while Shinyu stood beside them, adjusting the girl's hair again, laughing softly. In that moment, it wasn't Dylan Wang the actor. It wasn't Shinyu the actress. It wasn't a public award event. It was a family reunited. And the world fully saw it. The three of them stood there for several seconds. Too long for the media to crop out. Too emotional for the audience to ignore. Too revealing for the management teams to spin. The little girl pressed her cheek against Dylan's shoulder as he whispered something to her, and Shinyu stroked her back lovingly. The clip instantly hit every platform. Some people cried. Some screamed. Some replayed it hundreds of times to catch every detail. But the reaction was universal. This child is not just cute, she's clearly theirs. And then fans dug deeper, analyzing everything about the child. People pointed out. She had Dylan's eyebrows and eye shape. She had Shinyu's smile and dimple. She clung to both of them with the ease of a child who lives with them. She wore a tiny necklace that matched one Shinyu wore in a behind-the-scenes clip last year. When a staff member tried to guide her at one point, she instinctively looked at Shinyu first for reassurance. The fandom didn't just go wild, they collapsed. Threads emerged discussing a secret marriage, hidden pregnancy theories, long-term cohabitation rumors, and old interviews where both actors hinted about wanting to keep certain aspects of life private. Everything resurfaced. Everything felt connected again. Everything led to one conclusion: they've been protecting this child from the spotlight for 3 years. And honestly, if they did, people began to understand why. The entertainment industry can be overwhelming. As the night ended, one final detail sealed the deal. A backstage photo taken by an anonymous staff member showed Dylan holding the little girl's hand while Shinyu walked beside them. The child was sleepy, leaning against her mother. Dylan carried both awards in one hand and held on to the girl with the other. Shinyu placed her hand on the girl's back to steady her. A perfect picture of a family leaving together. Not actors. Not colleagues. Not co-stars. A family. Now, the world waits for the inevitable statement. Will they confirm the truth? Will they continue to protect their daughter? Will this become one of the biggest celebrity reveals in recent years? No one knows yet. But one thing is certain, the internet has fallen completely in love with this child, and the truth, whatever it is, feels closer than ever.